Graduating is exciting. The freedom feels real. That first paycheck hits, and suddenly real life does too.
And here's the truth no one really tells you about. Most money mistakes don't happen because people don't make enough. They happen because no one showed them how to protect their progress.
So today, we're cutting through the basic advice you can find anywhere and talking about the biggest money mistakes new grads make after graduation and how to avoid them before they silently cost you years of progress. My name's Rich.
And my name is Ashley. And today we're breaking down the most common post-grad money mistakes so you can take control early and actually keep the momentum you worked so hard for. One of the fastest ways to stay broke, even with a good salary, is to upgrade your life too quickly. Financial freedom doesn't come from looking successful. It comes from staying in control.
I think that happens a lot too with people when they get that first new paycheck. How easy is it to want to spend that extra money that that's new to you,
Yes,
right?
for sure.
You're not wrong for wanting to have nicer things, especially after accomplishing something like graduating. I remember getting a pay raise and things for myself. And I instantly went out and I bought a new truck. That's what I wanted. And you know what? I didn't have a pay raise after I had that new payment coming in. I made the same amount.
And that's okay, Rich. Sometimes we all make mistakes at the end of the day. I remember when I got my first paycheck from my big girl job, essentially, I looked at it and I said, I'm going to be super boring and I'm going to save it. I didn't have the mentality of, I deserve this. It was, let's save for the future, for future opportunities, future goals, etc.
Exactly. And if you immediately spend all of that new money you have, you're just as broke as you were before you got that job, right? You're making the same amount now because you've spent all of that.
Yes, exactly.
To your point, saving more, that's going to help you set up for real financial freedom. Most people think emergencies are rare. Reality check, they are guaranteed. An emergency fund isn't about being paranoid. It's really about being prepared, right?
You're right, Rich. Right after I graduated from college, I decided to open my first emergency savings account. And I started to pour money in little by little with each paycheck. Do you have any advice for college students that are currently thinking about opening an emergency savings account?
I think that's where you have to start. You can't be prepared to grow into other things if you're not prepared to take care of the stuff that you have. And that's really what that emergency account is there for, is to keep you on track with your budget and being prepared for any of life's things that come at you unexpectedly.
Rich, life happens, emergencies happen, and having money set aside for those emergencies is super crucial.
What situations would you use an emergency account for?
An ER visit is one that first pops into my head. A flat tire, because obviously that happens and when we're traveling to work, sometimes.
You got to get it fixed.
You got to
get yourself fixed.
Yes, exactly.
It's really important to have that emergency savings so that you don't have to go into debt for these things that we know are going to happen. You just don't know when they are. And it's too easy to swipe a credit card or go into debt other ways. When you could be prepared, pay for that thing in cash, and move on and continue forward with your life. So we've got so far, be careful with spending right away. Build that emergency savings first thing. And I think we got to talk about student loans.
For sure, Rich. One of the biggest keys to financial freedom is eliminating debt as quickly as possible. And for many new grads, that includes a lot of student loans, unfortunately.
Exactly. And I think, great, you've graduated, but if you still have student loans, you're still kind of tied back to that. You still have work to do, right? To finish those things. You get your emergency account established and set up, and then you really want to focus on eliminating those student debts as soon as you can so you can really start to grow.
So what we need to do is eliminate debt quickly.
Exactly. The translation there is don't ignore your student loans. Here's why. Making those minimum payments, it's going to spread that loan out and you're going to pay thousands of dollars in interest. When in reality, if you pay that sooner, you don't pay that interest and you've got that money back in your budget.
Gotcha.
We're going to have to talk about budgeting, right?
For sure. It's super helpful to budget and to have goals, especially when it comes to your finances.
So no goals and no budget really means the money is deciding your life for you and you're not in control.
And do you have any examples for me
Oh my
that
gosh.
you have had in the past with budgeting?
I am the example, like what not to do. It was so easy for me to say, hey, I've got this new income, and I ignored the debts and went out and bought a new truck because it was the new shiny thing that I wanted to have. But it put me in the hole because I paid thousands more for that while also trying to pay other debt. And it really like limited my income and restricted my budget. I couldn't do some of the fun things because I was so busy paying debt.
You have to really think about, is this something I want or is this something I need?
It's planning, right? I'm planning how I want this money to work for me, and I didn't plan. So that's why I want people to understand, like, it's important to budget, aka plan, how to use that money for you, so you can enjoy the things that you've worked hard for and not be like restricted and stressed by that debt or a budget that's inflexible that you can't kind of navigate around.
Yeah. You don't have to be a money expert right after graduation, but avoiding these mistakes early is how you keep your momentum instead of resetting every few years.
You don't need to be perfect, but avoiding these mistakes will help you on your journey toward financial freedom.
If this helped, like, comment, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments, what's your biggest post-graduation financial tip?